Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things, and today we will speak of the elephant in the room. I self-tanned last night. It's still in that stage of where like the tan on the hands hasn't started to fade from all the hand washing, so nothing really matches right now, so I know, I'm aware. But today's video I think is a really exciting idea. I got this idea from Mandy Lee. I will link her channel and her video down below, but this idea is going through a bunch of drugstore brands and telling you guys about what is my favorite product from each brand. I thought that would be a really fun idea. I did try to put as much of it on my face as possible, but we do have some like duplicates in categories, so I couldn't put it all on, but it is like, this is almost like a fully drugstore face on my face today. A face on my face. I don't think that's right. I thought this would be fun. You know, I love drugstore makeup. So if you guys are interested in seeing what are my favorite products from a bunch of drugstore brands, then keep on watching. Let's go. I will say that I'm fairly certain you cannot necessarily walk into a drugstore and buy all of these products. Like some of these, maybe you have to go onto a website, some of them you might have to go to Ulta, but these are all like affordable brands, I would say. So I kind of thought it would be fun to go through them in like the order of application. So for primer I feel like is hard. I didn't really think like for most brands, I wouldn't say like their primer is my go-to product, because for me primers kind of like are all semi-similar and like I don't really have a super big preference. However, I thought Wet n Wild had something that I find is really unique for the drugstore, and that is their primer water. For me, for a long time, like I feel like Smashbox kind of owned that market, and then they put out their scented ones, and the coconut one was just my favorite thing in the world, and then I felt like I had to like save it because it was limited edition and I didn't want to like use it up. But then Wet n Wild came out with their own, and I think it's like the same exact product. It's so nice and refreshing. I love the scent, and Wet n Wild hasn't necessarily had some of the most eye-catching releases, I feel like, recently. But for me, like this product is very unique, I think, for the drugstore, but it also, to me, completely dupes the high-end version. And this is the primer I use today. I think it does a really nice job, like just preparing the skin for a foundation. So this is my favorite product from Wet n Wild. Now, if you know me, you would know I'm all about the complexion products, more so than like the eyeshadows. And I love drugstore products. So we have a lot of complexion products. So as far as like foundations go, I have 4 different brands to talk about. I figure we can start with the foundation I am wearing today. This is the L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation. I feel like a lot of people rave about this. I first tried this out I want to say last summer, and I already went through a full bottle. I just opened this one today, like brand new for this video. I just think like it is a more satin long wearing foundation. However, it doesn't ever make my face look dry. Like I don't think you would look at me right now and say like her face is so matte and dry and crusty. Like it just looks fresh and it wears so well. I mean, the Infallible Pro Glow used to be my go-to, but since discovering this, like that has kind of like outreigned the Pro Glow. But this is just like one of the most natural long wearing foundations that I've ever found. Now for something that I find very long wearing, however it is not as matte and it's more of a glowy foundation, is the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass All Day Wear Foundation. This is no longer sold at Ulta. I don't really know what's going on with Soap & Glory. I still can find it at Walgreens online, so I really hope they're not getting rid of it. Again, I just tried this out for the first time last summer, and like I have made such a dent in this foundation. This is currently in my Shop My Stash. I've been wearing it almost every day this month, and this has that long wear aspect to it, but it's more of a glowy foundation if that's something you're more interested in. I just love this foundation. I think it looks so natural when I wear it on my skin, and it's definitely my favorite makeup product from Soap & Glory. Now if we want to go more towards like a tinted moisturizer, my favorite tinted moisturizer is from NEUTROGENA, and this is their Healthy Skin Anti-Age Perfector. Looks like this. This is just a really nice tinted moisturizer that you can get at the drugstore. I don't necessarily have the most Neutrogena makeup products, however, I do really enjoy wearing this one. This kind of product makes me never want to try a higher end tinted moisturizer, because I feel like if I want to try something high end, I want something that's not just like gonna like not even show up kind of thing. So as far as tinted moisturizers go, this is my favorite drugstore one, and it's a great product from Neutrogena. Okay, then I have a product from No. 7. Again, No. 7, I feel like their makeup products don't get talked about a lot. I do really want to try their powder. It's on my to-do list. However, I was introduced to this product by Taylor Wynn on YouTube, and this is their Match Made Custom Blend Foundation Drops, and these actually are drops. They don't alter the consistency of your foundation, but they will add pigmentation, make it darker, make it lighter, depending on what shades you get. I really like this. I feel like this kind of product can be harder to find in the drugstore where it doesn't alter the actual formula, which is what I've found in the past with other types of products like this. So I really enjoyed this product from number 7. Also, a side note with these brands, I tried to be very conscious to choose favorites that are still of availability, because sometimes like I have things I really like from brands, but you know, they were like limited edition or they're no longer sold. So I tried very hard to pick things that are still for sale. Okay, concealer. I am a big fan of drugstore concealers. So I have 3 in front of me. So we'll start again with the one I'm wearing today. And this is from Pacifica. Again, Pacifica isn't a brand I've tried a lot of their makeup from, but I feel like this product really stands out. And this is called their Liquid Cover Full Coverage Concealer. I don't know why it's called full coverage. I would not call it full coverage. However, I feel like it has a nice natural kind of look to it. And I really enjoy the way it sits under my eyes. It doesn't have that crepey kind of feeling. And I just think it has a very natural kind of a finish to it. It's not as natural as something like the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. It's got a little bit more coverage than that. So it's like a very good like medium between overly mattifying and overly like just like dewy. I think that's why I really enjoy this. The next brand is Makeup Revolution, and I categorize Makeup Revolution, Revolution Pro, I Heart Revolution like this one company. So I want to talk about the Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. I love this concealer. It's the first concealer that was like a hydrating concealer that really I feel like made an impact in me. It is a thicker formula, so it actually has a decent amount of coverage for something that is so hydrating, and that is why this is so unique and special to me. I really enjoy this. For years I was repurchasing the Conceal and Define concealer, but since discovering this one, I have zero interest in that concealer anymore, and I really prefer this one so much more if I'm looking for something hydrating with more coverage. Okay, the last concealer I'm going to talk about is from Revlon, and I love the Candid foundation, the original, but the Candid concealer completely takes the game for me as far as my favorite product from Revlon. This is the creamiest concealer I've ever used in my life. It just feels so moist. It's so creamy. It's not that dry, crepey, dries as soon as you put it down kind of feeling. I don't know why it took me so long to try this after hearing so many positive reviews about it, but it has quickly become one of my all-time favorite concealers just because of how easily and beautifully it applies to the under eyes. Okay, next I have 3 different powders to talk about. Again, I love me some complexion products. Okay, let's start with e.l.f. This is the powder I have on my entire face today. So my entire face is powdered right now with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is brand new. I haven't even reviewed this yet on my channel, but this is hands down the best drugstore powder I've ever used. It makes me never want to buy a high-end powder again, and I just feel like it sets everything without making everything look dry and super caked on, and I've just been so impressed with this. I know there are tons of products from e.l.f. that are really good. However, I feel like when a drugstore product kind of eliminates your need to buy a high-end product that once like kind of was something that was really big in your typical routine, I feel like that's when it really hits like top notch. Like, I've been super impressed with this powder. Okay, powder foundation. JCAT, I have 3 of these. This is the AQUASURANCE powder. I literally have 3 different shades because I love this powder so much. I don't like not having a powder shade that won't match my foundation, because this is my powder, especially like maybe towards the second half of the day if we want to like when we would go out. This is an example of when we would go out. Say I'd like had my makeup on since this morning and I wanted to do a quick touch up, and I felt like maybe like there were places on my skin where like the foundation was like patching up or was starting to wear off. All I do is, you know, I pick the right shade and I use this to totally touch up my face that day, and it is such a lifesaver. I just love this product so much. This is just such an important part of my routine. Let me see. Porcelain is definitely my most used shade, and I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have a dent in it yet because I really go in hard with this one. Ivory was the first shade I bought. This was before Porcelain existed. This used to be their lightest shade. And then I recently purchased this shade, which is called Natural, and this kind of goes more with my self-tan color. But yeah, such a big fan of this product from JCAT. And then the last powder is actually a really exciting one because I didn't tell you guys yet, but I hit pan in it. This is the Essence All About Matte Powder. This is my favorite product from Essence. I'm so excited. I hit pan last month And this powder is similar to what I was talking about with the JCAT powder, but if this is like, if I'm within the day and I'm starting to get a little oily or sweaty, which doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, all I have to do is tap my brush in here and kind of like hit the spots that kind of look like they're getting a little oily. And this completely fixes the problem, but it doesn't add like powderiness. It doesn't add coverage. It just takes away the shine that I'm not looking forward to, that I don't like. And I'm so excited I hit pan. I so rarely hit pan in products, so this is a really big deal for me. So yeah, this is my favorite product from Essence. Let's talk about brows. I don't have a brow gel yet. I still have yet to find a brow gel that has really overshined my Anastasia brow gel, but LA Girls brow pencil, their Shady Slim brow pencil, is not only my favorite drugstore brow pencil, it's my all-time favorite pencil. It works so well. It is so affordable. I think is it $3, $4? I don't even know. It's so cheap. It works so well. It just looks like that when I use it. I don't really have to think about it. I can just run it through and we're good to go. The eyeliner I'm wearing today is from Physicians Formula. Now, Physicians Formula was a little tricky. I wanted to say they're healthy powder, honestly, but I know that entire line is being discontinued or whatever they're doing to it. So I didn't really want to talk about that powder. However, the waterproof eye booster is my all-time favorite eyeliner. It goes on easily. It doesn't smudge throughout the day. It really lasts. And as someone with hooded eyes, I a lot of times will have issues with transfer on my lid. So I've appreciated this being added into my life. And I definitely recommend it if you are looking for a waterproof liquid eyeliner. I really had like been taking a couple steps back from liquid eyeliner until I discovered this product. Okay, let's talk about the bronzer I'm wearing today. This is from BH Cosmetics, and this is their Brilliance bronzer. I have this in Golden Gal. There's something about this bronzer that is just so natural looking. It is not matte, it is not shimmery, it is like a satin, just like natural kind of look to it. I really do love this product. I really, you know, as far as BH Cosmetics go, I really do like their eyeshadow palettes, but a lot of the ones I think actually all the ones I have are discontinued palettes, which seems kind of common with their eyeshadow palettes, is like they're kind of limited edition. However, I'm pretty sure the bronzer is part of their permanent line, and I highly recommend it. It's such a great drugstore bronzer. I feel like it really performs like a high-end product, and I really just love it. Now let's talk about blush. I'm wearing both of these blush products because why not? All right, starting with Flower Beauty, I had to include the blush bombs. I am wearing the shade Nectar today. I also own Pinch. This is the first like squeezy tube blush I guess I ever tried. Like before that, my cream blushes were always like either like in a pan or on a stick. So I love these products. I think they go on so easily. You literally can blend these out as much or as little as you want. I think they look so natural. It's one of my favorite summertime blush products, and I highly, highly, highly recommend these from Flower Beauty. Then Milani. My favorite product are their pressed blushes. This is their Rose Powder Blush in Romantic Rose. I did tap this over top of the Flower Beauty blush, and I mean, this is just a mini, and this has so much product in it. I do know their baked blushes are very hyped up on YouTube. However, I really like the quality of these rose blushes even more, and I just think they add like this beautiful, it's like a beautiful, more like matte blush, and depending on if that's something you prefer, like I just think these have these are just a great quality, honestly. Okay, I do have one highlighter to talk about. It is the highlighter I'm wearing today, and this is from Maybelline. And I feel like Maybelline was one of those brands where I really had to think about what my favorite product was, because I feel like I've had more flops from Maybelline lately than wins, but this is a product I've had for maybe not quite 2 years, but quite a while. And this is their Master Chrome highlighter in the shade 205. This was the one they did in collaboration with Nikki Tutorials. I do think it has a new name now, but I mean, I've made quite an impact in this highlighter. I mean, I think it just looks really natural on the skin. I definitely bought this in 2018, and it's still my top product from the brand, which I think says a lot about the brand in general, but I mean, it has still remained something I really enjoy to this day. And they do have multiple shades of this, and of all the shades I've tried, this one has been my favorite. Okay, now we can talk about what I set my face with today, and that is from CATRICE, and that is the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Spray. This is my favorite setting spray. It's not so much a setting spray as a finishing spray, I guess. Is that what they call it? Fixing spray. But it just will take all of your powders and melt them all together, and that is 100% what it has done on my face today. I feel like the combination of the e.l.f. powder and this together just like created this beautiful glowy skin. Even though I am wearing more of a satin matte foundation, it doesn't look like it because of the products that I've paired together with it. I love this spray. This might be my 4th or 5th one of these, honestly. Okay, I only have one eyeshadow palette in this video, and it is the eyeshadow I'm wearing today. Can you guess what brand my favorite product is their eyeshadow? Yes, it is ColourPop, and I wanted to say what my favorite palette was. I have mentioned before that there's a really close tie, but I usually say the Dream Street palette is my favorite. However, that one has been discontinued, so the close runner-up is Sweet Talk, and it really is fantastic. So today I mixed Catch Me and West Side in the crease. I threw a little Feel Free in the outer corner, and then I put Side to Side all over the lid, and that is the whole look. This is one of those palettes where every look you're going to try to make with it, it's just going to look good. There are just palettes where like everything kind of works really cohesively together, and this is one of those palettes where every time I try something, it just works. While I don't usually go for pinky kind of palettes, for some reason this one always calls my name, and it's definitely my favorite product from ColourPop. Okay, now we have 4 drugstore brands where my favorite product are their lip products. So the first product I'm going to talk about is from Pixi, and I feel like a lot of people love Pixi's highlighters. I do really like their highlighters, however, it's not my favorite product from their brand. My favorite product from the brand is their liquid lipsticks. I feel like getting drugstore liquid lipsticks that aren't really dry and that are really drying can be really difficult, and I feel like I don't have that issue when it comes to the Pixi liquid lipsticks. I will say Pixi, for being a drugstore brand, is a little bit pricey, but these liquid lipsticks are such a good quality. So I have the shades Au Naturel and Pastel Petal. It really is my favorite product from the brand. I definitely recommend them. I would probably try to get them on sale because it can be a little pricey. I mean, definitely them being now at Ulta should help. I was definitely happy when I saw the brand at Ulta because, I mean, points are a big deal, but definitely my favorite product from the brand. Okay, then I want to talk about NYX. I was trying to think of something from NYX, and you know, I just recently bought a few new products from NYX. I haven't gotten to test them out yet, so maybe they will overshine this product. But since before I had a YouTube channel, the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams have just been my absolute favorite. Like, it's not like a matte liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry down matte, but it dries down to like a comfortable, soft cream, I guess we could say. It is the only liquid lipstick that I know I have ever fully panned a shade in. I have this shade Abu Dhabi right here. These are just, they're so comfortable. I feel like it's a formula that has lasted through the years as something that is still really good quality, because it isn't that dry formula that brands used to make years and years ago that make your lips get all dry and crusty, and I just think this is my favorite. I mean, this is just amazing. However, I'm very excited to try the new products I recently bought. Okay, we have 2 brands left. Let's talk about CoverGirl. So CoverGirl, I feel like, has really stepped up their game, especially since coming out as cruelty-free. And it was hard for me to pick one product, but I think a product that really, really sticks out to me from CoverGirl are their lipsticks. I think this is like their Exhibitionist lipstick line, and I think these are such high quality lipsticks. It's really hard for me to buy high-end lipsticks when things like this exist in the drugstore. So they have 2 formulas. They have their Demi Matte formula, and this is the shade Streaker. This is probably one of my most used lipsticks in my collection. But they also have, what is this? Their cream formula, and this is the shade Sultry Sienna. I just love their lipstick formula. I think they are so high-end well, the actual packaging doesn't feel high-end, but I think the quality is so phenomenal. And whenever anyone asks me, like, what product should I try from CoverGirl, I always say their lipsticks. And now the final brand is the lipstick I'm wearing today, and that is ALMAY. And their lip vibes are hands down my favorite drugstore lipstick, even a little bit more than the CoverGirl. So today I am wearing a mixture of Live Happy, which is this shade, and I topped it off with a little bit of Skip the Gym, just this shade. And I also have my most used shade, which is Go Wild. Not only are these lipsticks just like this really easy, creamy, kind of just go on your lips formula, but like the packaging for each shade is so unique and individualized, and it just makes me happy. You know, it's very rare for me to buy a lipstick and then to buy another shade and then buy another shade. So I wouldn't be against buying another shade, honestly. It's just such an easy to wear formula, and I'm just such a big fan. So there you have it. Those were my favorite products from a bunch of drugstore brands. I tried to include as many brands as I honestly could think of. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Let me know if you'd like to see this with higher end brands or something like my favorite products from brands you can find at Sephora. I mean, obviously I have a lot more drugstore products to choose from, but I would totally be down to do that. Also, let me know if you'd like to see like a drugstore makeup brush favorites video. I've been thinking of doing something like that because I would say the majority of my brushes are drugstore brand brushes, and I definitely have ones I prefer over others, so definitely let me know in the comments if either of those videos interest you. And as usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!